There's a couple of things that we need to sort out before we head into the Nightmare of Mensis. Because there's so much frenzy damage that you can take, it might be worth actually dropping some of our insight. Because the more insight you have, I could get a ton of these if I wanted to. The more insight you have, the more frenzy damage you take. So the higher your insight, the lower your frenzy resistance. So I'm just going to get a ton of those. Okay, a ton of them. I'm going to get some of them. So I've dropped off all my insight now. I've got lots of bolt papers and whatnot that I'm probably not really going to use. But I'm sure I'll use them at some point. But that one that's in the middle of my screen right now, that's my beast hood. The higher your beast hood, the more damage you take. The more damage you do as well, so it can actually be quite handy to mess with. You have these things called beast blood pellets, which increase your beast by quite a bit. So let's head into the Nightmare of Mensis and do a bit of an explore. So as I said, this is actually quite a big area to get through. This may end up being a decently large episode today. You actually just want to run through here. It's just easier if you run through here. We can come back later. I'm gonna run through all of this mess. We can come back later on. We can get all those items later on. First, we got some giant spiders to contend with. Eyeballs everywhere. In case this place wasn't creepy enough. I hit you. I can hit you! Right. The boss of this area is quite annoying as well. It's very luck-based, boss of this one. He has an ability which can pretty much one-shot you, and to be honest, the ability is bullshit and it's very hard to dodge. I say very hard to dodge, it's kind of luck if it's going to hit you or not. Your ability to dodge it doesn't really turn into it. The best thing you can do is just stick on him and hope that he doesn't use it. He's got a range on him, hasn't he? Let's head over here. That was a decent amount of damage that it just did to me. The big boy left. That other one. The non-big boy. Ow, stab it! I pressed dodge then. Not fair. I hate fighting that thing. I find its attacks very hard to dodge, and the timing hard to do. Got quite a decent range to it. But I think there's only one of those that you have to fight, so... Aim and bone blade. Makes them lose their sense of direction. More items that I never use. A hunter fight coming up. Cry's getting louder, isn't it? Let us heal. Cannot get the timing on this down. There we go. Alright, that's one down. There are two though. I actually find these hunters to be like the harder enemies in the game. Very difficult to put down. Hear you. Can't see. Yeah, it's like eyeballs. Like spider eyeball things. Branches coming out of them. Place is messed up. Small Alice dungeon kills. Ensis dudes. Just some dudes chilling out. So yeah, as you can see, this thing can mess you up if you're standing outside for too long. Up in the tower. Again, it's easier, I think. I don't know if this is the right way or not. This might be the way you have to go. I don't remember, but if not, it's easier to do all this stuff later. So for now, let's explore this way. You have to be careful with these guys. They're not as easy as they would first appear. Like all slow lumbering enemies, don't want to let them get near you. I don't know what this guy's doing. Getting killed is what he's doing. There's a lot of them around. Don't give him a chance to attack. That's the beauty of this weapon. That's why I like it. Got a lot of stun lock to it. Gotta be careful. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. Alright, let's get to safety. Fight you over here. Really freaking careful where I'm standing. Oh, that didn't work. Running out of blood vials too. Bye! Okay. There was an item over here. Red elixirs. And an elevator! I believe you can't get the blood rock, so there's a blood rock in this area, but I believe you can't get it until after the first boss. 2 bosses in this area. Where we have the weird crows with the dog heads. Look at them. Awful. Awful, hideous things. And the dog with a crow head. Not a fan at all. at all. More bloodstone chunks though, that I don't need right now. Kin cold blood will come in handy though. Down we go! This takes us back to the lamp. I am going to head back because I'm running out of blood vials. So that gives us a shortcut. It's like two shortcuts that are connected together. It's quite clever to get around. I'm back! Hello!
Good hunter. Very well.
Need almost 30,000
Farewell,
to
good
level up with.
May-
Kind of insane, isn't it? Only 8,000. Enough. Very nearly. We'll hold on to it then. I was kind of hoping that would give us enough, but... Let's go! So that's where we're eventually heading, Murgo's Loft. That's kind of that's our end goal, that's where we need to get to. But there's still a bit of a ways to go before we end up there. This has given us a super cool shortcut. Get another shortcut here too. Just a tree. I think that was just a tree branch. I thought something tried to jump on me. Weird puppet man! I love a good weird puppet man. Actually the boss room? Oh. It is. Definitely is.
Ah, Cos. Or some say Cosm. Do you hear our prayers? No, we shall not abandon the dream. No one can catch us. No one can stop us now.
This is my least favourite boss fight in the game. I like the guy's cool, but you have to chase him around. Kind of have to like chase him around. Eventually he goes into a room. And he one-shots you, and then you gotta do it all over again. stay close to him, there's much less chance of him doing his stupid freaking one-shot ability. Unless the stupid fucking things get in your way. Like, he's not really the problem, it's those other guys. But the problem is, if you focus on the other guys, he's got much more chance of doing this Call of the Beyond thing. And if he does that, it's over. Like, you're gonna get hit by it and it will one-shot you. So there's like an element of luck to it. I wasn't doing too badly there, though. I got the damage for it, at least. He's very easy to stun lock, and that's kind of how I always try and work it out. You can cheese him as well, but I'm not going to do that. There's like certain parts you can stand by, and he just kind of stands in front of you, and you can just cheese him with like throwing knives and stuff. Or there's a certain part where you can... There's a certain bit where you can get him trapped as well. You can get him trapped and you can just keep backstabbing him. That's what speedrunners do. But I'm not going to cheese him. Try and do it properly. Doesn't help that these things are really hard to hit as well. Hello! He does wait for you, though. Don't think attacking them's normally a good idea. Because I don't think they ran into the room with him. I got lucky earlier, he went straight to the room. Sometimes he just runs around in a freaking circle for ages. Yeah, if you're lucky enough to get a backstab there, you can stun lock him into it. Oh, he ran straight into the room earlier. I got really lucky with that. See, like, that was almost a one-shot again. Purely based on luck. If the attacks line up just wrong, you're screwed. Like that. See?
Majestic! Hunter is a hunter, even in a dream.
Okay, so that's the easy bit done.
Not too fast. Nightmares, rules, chills, unending.
Unfortunately, that was the easy part. gets harder now. It is better just to run past all of this shit. Not worth taking the damage. Out of here, you can... You really want to? Let's do this if you got enough knives for it. The AI doesn't really know what to do. That was it. That was the ability. That's it. Whew. No! For fuck's sake! I got fucking stun locked. That's why I hate this. I hate him. I hate this boss so much. This is the one I probably have the most trouble with out of freaking everything. Outside, again, outside of the DLC. It's because of the other enemies, that's why that just give me so much trouble. I was like mashing the heal button then. I don't have any other throwing knives, do I? It's fine. Can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Like, he had like 1 HP left. Hate these fucking things. They're harder than he is, I think. Yeah, if you get stuck in that room with him like I did and he uses that call beyond ability, you are fucked. There is absolutely no way you can dodge it. Press the wrong button. It's when he runs past you, that's when you can stun lock him. Will you just run into the room? Come on! Oh, freaking night. Oh, why did I even try and hit them? I hate this boss so much. It's just not fun. It's not a fun encounter. That's the problem. At least there's no awful run back, I guess, but I'd rather have a bad run back than this. I think. You have to kind of lure him. Depending on which way you run, then he just changes direction anyway. That way I need to take him. Is he? Go. No, that way! For Christ's sake. Too many of these around now. I need to lure you this way. Finally. On. Oh, for fuck's sake, man! I told you this episode was going to be a long one. I lost like what? 40,000 blood echoes then too? Including all the ones I used the items for? That's fine, that's fun too. Still not used to this delay between pressing the button and actually doing it. Because of like the newer games. Punishes you for button mashing, that's the problem. Like, I'll get him eventually. Like I said, it is a bit RNG-ish. But you essentially just have to stun lock him. It all depends on what the other enemies are doing, or generally just not sucking and getting hit by the really easily dodgeable attack 3 times in a row. Okay, this way. My God! See, not too bad when you got him on his own.
Majestic! Hunter is a hunter, even in a dream.
Problem is, now I gotta fight him properly.
Not too fast.
Can't demonstrate the cheese this time.
Cheers unending.
Also stupid mirrors that he jumps through. Stupid annoying freaking mirrors. Again, he ran straight into the room before. Now he's not going to do it. Oh, we'll be learning all about Cos. I hate it when he turns around. I'm pretty sure that's the way I need him to go as well. Did I say that I hate this boss fight?
As you once did for the vacuous room. Us eyes.
The interesting thing about this boss, though, is that I never used to struggle with it. It's like a recent thing. The first 3 or 4 times I played this game, I'd blitz it. I never had a problem with him. It's recent. I recently have started having issues with him, and I don't know where it's came from. I can chase him into there, but he does stay there now. Gotta find my way around. I was just being cautious, because, you know, it can fuck you up pretty quickly. Out of nowhere, as you've seen. But I think he stays there now. Freaking better stay there anyway. Oh, stop it! Come on! Shit! Twice! I fucking hate this boss. You make one mistake and that's it. You're screwed. It's such a shit boss. Like, it's just so bad. Like the other bosses that I struggle with them because they're hard. I struggle with this guy because I just think it's bullshit. As I said, complete RNG, right? He happened to do those 2 attacks in a row, and that's why I died. If he didn't, I'd have been fine. So, let's do it all over again! Chase him around for another 15 minutes. Sometimes he'll run left there. You're lucky. You have to be pretty lucky for him to do that, though, I think. Go on. For Christ's sake, man. I hate these things. Gotta keep an eye on what he's doing, too. Just hit it, for Christ's sake! The range on that's unbelievable. You gotta dodge to the side, but I was at an awkward angle there. Okay. Hard bit of phase 1's done. It's the way you can spam it, that's what gets me. Step 1 done again! Right.
Oh, majestic! A hunter is a hunter, even in a dream. But alas, not too fast. Nightmare swirls of chills unending.
It's a shame that this boss is frustrating as well, because this guy, he dumps so much lore on you as well. But you're too busy being pissed off to pay attention to it. Oh, don't turn around! Oh, I hate this boss! Now he's gone that way. Oh no, that's the way I want him to go. Okay. Thought it was straight up. Damn it! Kinda want to get in there. That's the thing. You can make it. It does make it easier, because you don't have to worry about taking fall damage. Getting hit by him, like, immediately the second you land.
Some say Cosy. Praise as you once did for the vacuous road. See those eyes.
Finally! Fuck you!
Oh, now I'm waking up. I'll forget everything.
But did you see how I was just about lucky enough to survive that attack? That's why I think it's RNG a lot of the time. Just about survived it. But this will take us up to Murgo's loft. Oh, I can't believe I lost so many blood echoes too. If I remember correctly, you keep heading up, right? Yep. So that was Mikolash, head of the School of Mensis. So him and the School of Mensis, they seeked an audience with Murgo, which required them to surrender their physical bodies, and the majority of them were, as we talked about in Yharnam, the majority of them was stillborn into this nightmare. The nightmare of Mensis. Apart from Mikolash, and maybe a couple of the other hunters that we saw, still seem to have their senses about them, and you know, were alive. That's why Mikolash was the host of the nightmare. So we've already seen one of the nightmares before. Well, we've seen a few of them now, right? We've seen the Nightmare Frontier, and we've seen the Nightmare of Mensis. And there's one more reference to them, but there's a lot of references to nightmares and dreams, is what I'm trying to say. Like here, right now, we're in the Hunter's Dream.
Welcome home. What is it? Very well. Let me stand close.
And in order to be granted an audience of a Great One, you need to become a host of one of these dreams. And it's not a dream in the sense that you're asleep. It's a dream.
Farewell, good heart. May
It's like another plane of existence entirely.
welcome. What is it? Good hunter. Farewell. May
So our next challenge is to get up to the top of Murgo's loft. Honestly isn't too bad. I don't remember this area being too bad anyway. We have those guys though, remember those? The shortcut. But we want to do something else here. I want to die. Way! Too early. You want to actually jump into that window. You want to jump into that window because there's cool stuff in that window. You hear them? The horrible nightmare monsters are back. Stupid singing. That's what I meant to do. Did that first time. So here you want to be just running and running and running and running. Not worrying about them. Not worrying about this one either. Or this one. Worry about none of them. Just keep moving. Don't worry about the evil spiders. Heal up in case that bar fills, which I think it's about to. The problem with that bar is it... Will you leave me alone? Stupid bowl cut. Creepy. Across the way. That thing there. That's the thing that was up in the tower that was causing frenzy. Because in this Nightmare of Mensis, there's another great one. Murgo isn't the only great one. That thing known as the Brain of Mensis, whose gaze drives you insane. Essentially the Shoggoth from the Lovecraft story of the Mountains of Madness. Essentially what it is. To head into there. This way? I forget. What have been preventing us from getting all of these items? There's one item in particular that I want. One item in particular that I'm looking for. I don't know if I ran past it or not because I don't remember. Shortcut, I think. Yep, shortcut. I actually need to get into that tower, is essentially where I want to go. Lost again. There? That door gone. But now we've dropped it down into the, like, the abyss thing, we can I actually have like kind of free reign now of this area. Floor, and also at the start as well where I ran past everything. That thing, I think. Get to. Where our blood rock is. Can go all the way down there, but we'll do that later. Something first. Fully commit to that. For now, let's continue on. This is even the right direction. Oh no, this puts us right back to the start, doesn't it? Well, in that case, let's for these. Because if you can believe it, we are actually at the penultimate boss. Again, for the base game. Missing your first attack is not ideal. Or just do that, you know? I actually need to remember to change my runes out too for the next boss. Frenzy's not really a worry anymore. Is this the bit where you just run? Sure, this is the bit where you just run. Definitely just run. Because these guys will fight the piggies. I can see where I'm going. Like that. I get you a bunch of souls. That is the best place in the game to farm souls. Better to do it. It's honestly better to do it after you've killed the boss, because there's a lamp. What we're probably going to do is we're going to head back now. In Cold Blood 11. I'm actually going to head back now, so spend these souls, upgrade my weapon. We'll fight the penultimate boss. Don't die! Do you want to stop it? area that was worth all that. Coming this way for big moon. Big bright ass moon. Good visual, isn't it? I hear another pig. Lots of bloodstone chunks I don't need. I don't think I've ever really fully explored this place, to be honest with you. I normally just run through. Farm a few souls here and there. Explosion! Yeah, you get like 10,000 of them. That's without the moon rune equipped. Alright. This is definitely going to be a longer episode for all the stuff that I got planned. Planning on doing another boss too. I'm going to do the other optional area too. All in one go. Get out of the way.
Welcome. What is... Very well. Let me... Farewell, good mate.
Got a maxed out weapon! Should be doing a decent amount of damage now, shouldn't we? Now let us get the Fake rune. Physical damage reduction. This one.
Welcome. What? Very well. Let... Farewell.
Onwards! So I'm honestly not sure if this boss is actually going to give me trouble or not. Normally doesn't, but there's a lot of things that don't normally give me trouble that suddenly start giving me trouble, so... A cool looking boss though. We'll even use bolt paper. If it's weak to it or not. Maybe. Don't think so. Run past all of this shit. This is the run back for the boss as well, so might as well get some practice in. Yes. No, no, no! You guys just sort yourselves out a second. Sort your lives out, please. Very upset. That didn't go very well, did it? Oh well. It's you again. Oh. Since we're not going to do the challenge dungeons, this is Queen Yharnam. Fell from her bleeding from a curse. She is one of the surrogates for the Great Ones. Very happy about it. She is the person that Yharnam is named after. What's this way? Shortcut. Does this lead all the way back to the start, or where does this one lead? Oh, okay. That's interesting. So if you want to do the shortcut from Murgo's left bottom, not that run back, then the elevator rides. Momentus, boys. So yeah, this is kind of the confirmation that they were seeking an audience with Murgo. They were all stillborn into. Let's start. It's just so elegant. It is normally customary to dodge the attacks. A lot of HP, doesn't it? Stop it! Oh, will you stop it? I know which one the real one is. Stop with this bullshit. Oh, just let me attack! Come on! Just like the Orphan of Cars all over again. There's no opportunities to attack, ever. Oh, that was close. Oh, of course I missed that. I always miss that. I just love the design of the boss, though. Even if I do suck at it. There you go, not too difficult. Gotta get positioned right. It's done! Nightmare is gone. Got a third umbilical cord for that. 2 of those. Where did we enter here? Right. Was this way, wasn't it? Put her soul to rest too. So that was Murgo's wet nurse. Murgo was a great one. So Murgo was the great one that they were trying to bring into the world. They were trying to birth it into the world. I'm going to explain all that in more detail near the end. We have our third umbilical cord. And again, I'll talk more about those later on as well. Because there's one more optional area to do. Also, the Hunter's Dream's on fire. Because we've slain the nightmare.
Good hunter, you have come. Dawn will soon break. This night and this dream will end. Gammon awaits you at the foot of the great tree. Very well,
I'm going to do these evenly now until that hits 40.
farewell, good mate.
I mean, I say it like having all this levels and stuff actually it's actually going to help me in the DLC.
Very well.
It's very much skill based.
Farewell.
Every great one loses a child and then yearns for a surrogate. This cord granted Mensis audience with Murgo, but resulted in the stillbirth of their brains. See? That's what I was saying. They used this third umbilical cord, so it kind of hints that the third umbilical cord is something that you can use to communicate with the great ones. Used to gain insight, and so they say eyes on the inside, although no one remembers what that truly entails. Just a bit warm in here, but luckily we can still use it for stuff. So our next port of call before we end the game, Upper Cathedral Ward. I guess is there not a? I guess there wasn't. Well, that's fine too. Gone. Gone.
Ah, kind hunter. Another one you sent made it here safe and sound. This place is there ain't a peep to the... God.
I feel like Yharnam probably is done for, yeah. go that way into the upper cathedral ward, but bit of a detour down here. Because Murgo's not the only grey one at work. This is the Tomb of Udin, after all.
It can't be. This is a nightmare.
I didn't just kill her mercilessly. If you kill that, it kills her too. Another third umbilical cord. Every Great One loses a child and then yearns for a surrogate, and Udin, the formless Great One, is no different. To think it was corrupted blood that began this eldritch liaison. Alright, let's go get stuck on another boss. So this boss is very optional. It's kind of like it's like the amygdala boss. Unless you're doing the chalice dungeons, there's no real reason to come and do it. Other than for the experience. Experience, of course, being blood echoes. And, you know, experience of playing it. It's another annoying boss, though. Because she also can do that bullshit call of the beyond ability. Can you not? We're like freaking starting area enemies. Jeez. Do I even have the key for this place? I don't even remember. I think I do. Key. Going up and there's a locked door and I don't remember if I even have the key or not. Gonna be a big maybe. If I don't, I'm cutting the episode short. We'll do it next time. Well, I say short. If we don't, I'm not going to do it this episode. I do not remember where to get this key from. I'm going to have to look that up. We do it this episode, should I just look it up? I don't even remember where you get that key from. We'll do it this episode, it's fine. Can't be too far. Looks like freaking Nightmare of Mantis or something now. Oh, I remember. It might be a next episode thing. It's in Yharnam. Remember when I was saying in Yharnam that I've definitely missed out a treasure chest or something? That's what I definitely missed out. So, it is going to be next time, I'm afraid, because it's getting late here. I don't know why I'm running back. Tell you what we can do this episode. actually. There's something else we need to do here that I didn't do earlier on in the game. You remember when we were dropping down all of those areas? I missed something that I was going to come back for nearer the end of the game. And it's nearer the end of the game now, so let's see if we get it. Oh, hello, I missed you. Just gotta be careful I don't miss it again, because you have to drop down a very specific place. Get to it. I could see that door there. I need to get there. I think I may have already missed it. Get to where that door is. I may have already screwed it up. Try and jump. Ah! Not sure what I was expecting there. Well, either way, I gotta find the way to that door. That's where we're going next. Then we'll end the episode. So, stick around for a bit, because when I get to this place, we're gonna talk about some heavy lore. Why, yes, I did just cut out, like, 4 hours of me failing at doing that. Oh, that what makes you wonder about that jump cut. This takes us somewhere that blew my mind the first time I saw it. This place may look a little bit familiar to you. Look familiar? This is the actual workshop. This is the real one. The first workshop. First hunters were trained. It absolutely blew my mind. First time I saw this. Old hunter bone from the grave that the doll is always by, saying a prayer. It is said that he was an apprentice to old Gehrman, and a practitioner of the art of quickening, a technique particular to the first hunters. It is most appropriate that hunters, carriers of the torch, were sustained by the dream. It's an old art from his... Yet a fourth third umbilical cord. We're going to talk about once we head back to the hunter's dream deck. Have an abandoned doll. A not living one. Curious that we find another third umbilical cord here, isn't it? Considering we've just discovered that these are used to great ones. And that we transported to the hunter's dream, where Gehrman said he's waiting for Lawrence to come back. Interesting, right? Something going on? Why, yes, yes it is.
Gammon awaits you. Go. What? What is this? I can't remember. Not a thing, only I feel a yearning, something I never felt before. What's happening to me? Tell me, Hunter, could this be joy?
Gets us a tear stone. A doll neither sheds blood nor tears, and thus its nature remains unknown. Gives us a tear blood gem. I don't think we actually use for anything. HP recovery, not too bad. It's pretty slow though. The third umbilical cord precipitated the encounter with the pale moon, which beckoned the hunters and conceived the hunters. So, I want to talk a lot about these umbilical cords. So, we know an umbilical cord is a tube filled with mucopolysaccharides and is made up of 3 components: the connecting stalk, vitelline duct, and the umbilical vessels. And the umbilical vessels carry the fetal blood back and forth to the placenta. The umbilical vein carries oxygenated blood and nutrients from the placenta to the fetus, and the umbilical arteries transport deoxygenated blood with waste products from the fetus back to the placenta. And when you are born, you are delivered with the umbilical cord along with the placenta, where it's clamped and cut, and eventually the other half falls off from your belly button, and depending on how creepy your mum is, she might put it in a box or eat it or something. And why am I telling you this? Well, for one, medical school was really expensive, and I might as well use it for something, and another is that these third umbilical cords we're finding, they've stirred up a bit of a debate that still goes on today. So before we get into that, and get into my objectively correct opinion on that, let's just talk about what this game says. So let's take a look at them, shall we? So it's a pretty girthy looking umbilical cord, if you ask me. And it's covered in eyes as well. And it mentions that this is a precursor to the umbilical cord. It's oddly worded, but it's also deliberately worded, right? It's also stated that every infant Great One has one of these third cords. So we'll come back to the second half of this description shortly, because I need to address the main thing here that throws this community into debate. There's this notion that gets passed around: you are collecting 3/3 of an umbilical cord. I.e., you're collecting an entire umbilical cord in 3 parts. Because in the American version of this game, which means in every fan wiki, this item is called 1/3 of umbilical cord. Now that's a problem, because that confuses the lore, and it has different implications to what was probably intended. I don't think that you are collecting 3/3 of one cord. You need to collect 3 different cords, and they are called third cords. I think it was a mistranslation in the American version of the game, and my evidence is that in the lecture theatre we found a note that talks about finding 3/3 cords. It doesn't say 3/3 of a cord, it says 3/3 cords. There's what I said already, that the game's already stated that these are precursors to the umbilical cord. And it's only called 3/3 of umbilical cord in the US version of the game. This one, the European one, and critically, the original Japanese version, calls it the third umbilical cord. And when they patch the game, update the item descriptions for these to make the item descriptions clearer, because this text that you're seeing on screen right now, this isn't the original text from version 1 of the game. They rewrote the text to make it clearer, give a bit more of a hint of what's going on in the lore. And they didn't change the name when they updated that, so they didn't change the US version either to back to third umbilical cord, so I guess that one's a bit of a shaky point. But most importantly, there's four of them, so And I don't buy that there's 4 of them because some of the others are missable. Like, the reason you have these is when you use all 3 of these, you get the true ending of the game. But obviously obviously all of them but 2 are missable. So people say that there's 4 of them because they're missable, so you got more chance of finding 3 of them, but these games have a ton of missable stuff in them already. I also don't buy that it was somehow a mistake that they made when it's such a major part of the plot. I don't think they would have randomly screwed this up this badly. The only logical conclusion for me is that the US version is wrong, and we are collecting 3 third chords. So, what's a third chord? Well, if we look at the rest of the item description and kind of set this alongside the other established lore that we've gone through already, we can ascertain that these chords precede one and indicates the coming of another. That's what precursor means. You're preceding something, indicating the coming of something else. It's saying that this is generational. Everything that's happening is generational. Which we already know to be true, because of all of the levels of the Chalice dungeons. As you delve deeper into the Chalice dungeons, you learn that this whole thing that's happening is cyclical. This might just be the 3rd time that the Great Ones have lost their child and tried to find a surrogate. In this case, through the impregnation of Ariana and Yosefka, and, you know, what School of Mensis have done. You might retort that there are 3 empires below Yharnam, meaning that this has happened at least 4 times. There is Loran, Thumeru, and now Yharnam. So this would be the 4th umbilical cord, not the 3rd, but it's also very heavily implied that Amygdala is linked to Ailing Aran, and Amygdala in the game is referred to as a false god. There are many of them where all of the other Great Ones seem to be referred to as singular entities. It could be that Amygdala doesn't count as a true Great One, and the cycle in Loran didn't take place, and the beast scourge that they had came from somewhere else. Maybe Amygdala was even the surrogate. Like, I can only really speculate on that. There's no real evidence for that. But given the other clues, I believe that this is the 3rd umbilical cord, the 3rd generation. We find 4 of them, and consuming one of them grants you power and insight. And we need 3 of them to be granted enough power to... well, you'll see at the end. But essentially, I see these chords as what gives the Great Ones their connection to the cosmos. It grants them their power, and by collecting them ourselves, we are giving ourselves power and insight. Which is why Master Willem wanted so badly to find one, so he could elevate his thoughts to that of a Great One. If you piece all of this together, it's all there. Just, you know, it's a From Software game, so they make you freaking work to understand what's going on. Like, not everything I've said has concrete evidence, but that's pretty intentional on the devs' part as well, and this is how I interpret what's going on from all of the clues that we do have. And next time, we're going to head up into the Upper Cathedral Ward. Well, we're going to head into Yharnam to get the key, and then we're going to head up into the Upper Cathedral Ward to see what's up there. And then we'll probably do the first little bit of the DLC too, while we're at it. Why not? And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye bye!